Wow. Another day, another dollar. I love saying that. Ooh. Who organized my desktop? It was me, but it's very bad. Here, you can have that. Oh. Hmm. Hi, Kat. How are you? Hope you're good. They announced a, um, what the fuck? A DLC for Resident Evil 4, the remake. Um, it's the Separate Ways DLC or whatever. The first game had that on there, like, automatically, I think. So it kind of sucks that they're gonna make me pay for it this time around. But I haven't even finished the game yet. I was so excited for it last year, and then we started playing, and then it was hard. And then I got upset. So that was really cool. Hopefully, I return to it soon. It was supposed to be Game of the Year. What happened to that? Oh, hell yeah. We get to hear it again. No, I'm just kidding. I'll click through. But imagine listening to it again. That'd be fucking crazy. Doing alright, chilling at home. Oh my god, I hope you win the debate. That would be so... oh my god, I'm praying for you. That would be so exciting. Yeah, we hope you win. Introduction rating. Oh, what the fuck that means. Anyways, coming at you live from my old laptop. Let's see how she does. Not good. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Um, I'm gonna try and finish this as fast as humanly fucking possible. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna grind this out really quick so we can see the end, and then I'll draw. I promise. I bite down on that statement fiercely. I already know what role I am playing here, and I cannot break it. Ophelia looks at me with a complicated expression before she sighs. I will not push you on this any further. But be careful, Wagon. I forgot about Wagon. Take your time, I like Cinderella. No, dude. Cinderella Phenomenon is the fucking game. I love this game. It rocks. Like, you can't. I'm hoping I can get my dad on my side because he had a cat when he was yours, and he also loves Princess Cat. Oh, wait, what? Your brother has a cat and you don't. That's also unfair. I see a different route too if you continue at all. I want to see Karma's good end because I got the shitty end. Hold on, let me actually. Speaking of shitty end, let me. Don't look at that. I need to get out my cheat sheet. So, older version. Oh, okay, never mind. I understand. My bad. Misunderstood the situation. I'll be better. Okay. Be careful, Wagon. Your closeness with my son and daughter has not gone unnoticed. I do believe in limiting relationships of one's status because of one's status. Huh? Let me try again. Well, he still has. True. So you should get a cat too. I do not believe in limiting relationships because of one's status, but I understand. I curtsy as I move toward the dining hall's entrance. What did Ophelia mean by that closeness not going unnoticed? What do you mean? What did she mean? She meant what she said. Later that day, as I am waiting outside the throne room for Emmeline to finish one of her classes, two maids walk toward me and stop in front of me. Wagon, isn't it? What is it? I have already finished all my tasks for the day. Oh, I'm sure you have. Probably rushed through all of them so that you could hang around the prince and princess tonight. The head housekeeper's been giving you a lighter load so you can afford time to play around, I blink at them, confused. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't play dumb. All the servants know what you've been doing. Just because you're Princess Emmeline's personal maid doesn't make you better than the rest of us. I'd be careful not to get too big for your boots, wagon. Are you threatening me? What if we are? Then I'd be very... Who the hell is this? Then I'd be very... It's probably Rod. Then I'd be very disappointed in you. Damn, it's... Got it wrong. I had a 50-50 shot. Princess Emmeline! Emmeline moves to stand beside me. A disapproving expression. They're basically the same character anyway. It's just she's a woman. I'm just kidding. It would still be incest. So we're gonna have to pass. I did not expect such petty cruelty from the two of you. Really hit the cruelty. Also important, cat I was looking at is named Dry Clean Only. She was found in an industrial laundry room, and she looks so sad in her picture. No, you should put on the ASPCA commercials to really strike a chord to get a cat. So use an emotional appeal. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah, you should. Your Highness. Okay, at least he's here. You really do have a talent for getting yourself into trouble. It's so nice to be fresh. Like my voice doesn't feel like ass this time. Rod pauses briefly, his eyes meeting mine for a second before he looks at the maids. Don't you have better things to do than bully my sister's maid? We apologize, Your Highness. We'll be on our way. Hi, Rochester me. The two maids run off. Emmeline turns to look at me. Are you okay? I'm about to answer when I notice that Rod is abruptly walking away from us. I frown at his back. He had only just started being nice to me, and now he is back to acting as if I do not exist. What did I do? Emmeline puts her hands on my back and gently pushes me forward. You wanted to ask him something, right? I could see it in your eyes. Emmeline smiles as she pushes the door to the throne room open. I have a few more questions to ask my teacher. I'll be a while. But she disappears into the throne room before I can finish. Wait, come back. I glance down the hallway. Rod just disappeared down, and then back at the throne room. My thoughts whirl together in a vague mess until I make my decision. Wait! Oh, I thought I was going to get to choose. Nope! I did not get to choose. At the sound of my approaching footsteps, Rod turns and looks at me. He scowls but does not say anything. Okay, hold on. Let me get my choice maker out. Tell him off for his behavior. The words spill out of me before I can even think on them. What have I done to make you what have I done now to make you angry with me? Nothing. He turns away and I glare as I follow closely behind him. You expect me to believe that? You can at least look at me when I'm talking to you. I reach a hand to his elbow. Ooh, I do not. People touching my elbow, really drives me nuts. Please don't do that. You should go to jail. Death sentence. I reach out a hand to his elbow and pull him back so that he is facing me. Rod. But the words die in my throat when I see the expression on his face. I don't know why. Whenever we do the romance stuff, I get like skeezed out. That's how good the writing is. It makes me feel really great about everything that's happening. His face is red and he refuses to look me in the eyes. Whenever he blushes, it's like, ugh, stop. Knock that off. My surprise causes me to release him. Rod quickly turns around and begins to walk away. Wait, what the fuck? I'm left to stare dumbly after him. What's wrong with him? Normally he is not so afraid to speak his mind. I frown as I feel a dull ache throbbing somewhere deep in my chest. What is this? Why do I feel sad? Normally Rod's distance. Oh god. It's setting in early. Distance does not make me feel like this. And yet, now, am I really so sad that he does not want to speak with me? I shake my head and take a deep breath to still my mind. It is better not to think about it. I fucking guess. Jeez. Oh, shit. Okay, we're already making great strides, so let's continue. It is the day of the ball, and I am waiting for Emmeline to finish her last dance rehearsal. The lesson was over about an hour ago, but Emmeline remains here to continue practicing the steps. Meanwhile, I am preoccupied with the thought of Rod's curse. Went to my new laptop. The speaker was awful. I forgot the sound was certainly an issue, especially with your box fan. I cannot believe that Rod traded his voice for a title. So the reason the king was able to find Ophelia was because of Rod. The Pharaoh's curse? No, silly. The Cinderella curse. And Floss, I'm so glad you're here. We're getting to the end. Maybe you'll be able to catch it. Probably not. It's not gonna be that fast. We're on chapter 8 of 10. Your ass is not seeing the whole thing. Anyway, how are you? Hope you're good. It's a little difficult to wrap my head around the implications, but one thing bothers me. Rolled? Cinder? I barely know. Just shut the fuck. No! It's hot! It's Rod! I'm sorry! Okay, Rod told me why he has the curse, but he gave no explanation as to how to break it. How did it go in the original fairy tale? Emmeline finished. Oh my God! Roll McDonald. Stop! I hear me too. Emily finishes up the last steps of her routine before walking over to me. I hand her the glass of water I was holding for her. Thank you, Wagon. Emmeline must have noticed my curiosity because she stops to look at me quizzically. Is something the matter? I read a little bit of that fairy tale but never finished it. Can you tell me the whole story of the Little Mermaid? I'm sorry. I want a big from McDonald's. Well, we're in like medieval times, so no, you can't. You can't have one. The Little Mermaid? Emmeline takes a seat on one of the chairs bordering the throne room. There's chairs? I'm not seeing any. Bordering the throne room and gestures for me to take the one opposite her. Grand Mag. Okay, you're getting closer. Telling a fairy tale is always a good way to wind down. Once upon a time, there was a mermaid that fell in love with a handsome prince. One day, when she swam to the surface of the ocean to find him, she saw that the prince was celebrating his birthday on the grandest ship in the kingdom. The little mermaid was captivated by the human party and stayed to watch. Then suddenly a violent storm hit and the prince was thrown from the ship into the ocean. The little mermaid saved the prince and took him safely to shore, but she could not stay long. She eventually had to return to the ocean and leave him on land. This is similar to Viorisa's rescue. The little mermaid was so in love with the prince that she went to see a witch who offered to trade her a potion that would turn her mermaid's tail into legs. They struck a deal. The mermaid would sacrifice her beautiful voice for legs so that she could live with the prince on land. So in Rod's case, he traded away his voice to become a prince. That's a big-ass boat, Little Mermaid probably. So true. However, the sea witch gave the little mermaid a warning and said that if she wasn't able to make the prince fall in love with her, there would be consequences. Consequences? Yes, namely if the prince fell in love and married someone else, the mermaid's heart would break and she would dissolve into sea foam. Oh shit. Rod's gonna die! Let's go! So that must be the bad end. I cannot help but recoil. My expression must betray my horror because Emmeline quickly shakes her head. There's no need to be worried. Rod has said that his curse is different from the fairy tale. And you believe him? Emmeline shrugs helplessly as she puts down her now empty glass of water. Good ending, Rod maybe doesn't die. Honestly, the good ending would be if he did, in my opinion. The fairy tale curse always twists the original fairy tale, right? Besides, it's not as if Rod traded his voice for legs, and I've never heard of a cursed person that dies because they cannot break their curse. That may be true, but Emmeline does not know what Rod traded his voice for. Oh man, I gotta get water, I almost forgot. Luckily, I don't think you've missed that many. It's only been like 2. Good ending, Rod dies in a basement somewhere. In Germany? I hope so. That'd be the best for all of us, I think. She does not know that he did it to become a prince for Viorisa. Rod is already hiding things from her. Is it possible that Rod will die the day Viorisa marries Desmond? Actually, it's Decimond. Bitch. Don't think I wouldn't notice. I remember all the shitty character names. You can't just change it to something normal. Later that day, I find Rod in the dining hall. He appears to be inspecting the seating arrangement for the night's banquet. He glances up briefly to look at me before returning his attention to the placards with the guest's name on them. What is it? He didn't become friends. I did it for the doggy. What does that even mean? Floss, you're losing me. I've been looking for you all morning. I'm distracted from what I'm about to say when I notice Rod switching the position of the two placards. I frown as I catch the name on one of them. He is moving via Reese's place at the table. Is he trying to make sure she sits as far away from him as possible? Limp Biscuit restaurants. Very sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't get that. I don't go to Limp Biscuit school. Surely you have better things to do than stay here. What happens if you cannot break your curse? Rod's movement stutters before he shakes his head sharply. Ha 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 ha. Gotta gotta make sure I pick the right thing. Okay, it's plead with him. Something aches deep in my chest at Rod's coldness. Please. Rod startles so strongly that he almost drops the placard he's holding. Please tell me. We have been partners for months now. Yeah. But I've barely. Yes, I know that it is an unusual partnership and that most of our helping each other has been subtle, but I am only one good deed away from breaking my curse, while you seem to be no closer to breaking your curse than when we started. Months? Wait, what did she say? Luckily I can go back, so I know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh. No, okay. I forgot, Floss. You haven't been here. We have played like 7 hours of the game. So, they were roommates? Well, they're step siblings, first of all, just so you're, aware of that element. But for context, Wagon so there's these things called fairy tale curses. So the witches, you don't need to know all the lore, but witches, ancient Greek roommates, got it, yeah. Witches curse bad people or whatever the fuck, with fairy tale curses. So she has the Cinderella's curse because she's a bitch. So the Cinderella's curse is she has to be nice and do good things to break her curse. And she was a princess once, step sibling of Rod, who is a prince or whatever by marriage. The lore is a lot more complicated now that he's been involved, but his lore is he wished that he could be a prince to romance some other girl, and so his voice got taken away. So his curse will kill him if he doesn't get Virisa to fall in love with him, or maybe someone else, I don't know. So he talks with the little rabbit on his shoulder named Sebi. Thank God. It's really awesome. Wagon, a deserved punishment, to be honest. Yeah, yes. He's a bitch and also annoying. They're the same person, so Rod's route has been really fun. So there's this place called the Marchin, which it's like a tavern hotel kind of thing. And so it's for all the people who are cursed and they're trying to help each other get uncursed, basically. So there's like a partnership agreement, I guess. I've played this game before. It was a lot subtler in the route that I had watched, but they talk about this partnership all the time when it's barely real. They just fight the whole time, and she, solves her shit by herself, which is really funny. Whereas the one that I read the first time, because God damn did I read it. This game is so long, and I'm making it longer by explaining all the lore to you, but that's okay. In the other route, it's like they agree to like help each other, but they don't make a big deal out of it. Curseholics Anonymous? Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the game is really awful. I love it so much. I'm hoping to play every route. I think there's 5. So we're playing rods right now. The epic stepbrother one. So that's really awesome. He's the only character her age. So it's either someone who's like 4, 5, 6 years older than her, because she's 17 right now, or her stepbrother. Really cool game. I like the rods too. Stop. Don't do it. Anyway, I will do whatever I can to help you with your curse, Rod. So please let me help you. Silence falls. Moments later, Rod sighs and looks away from me. Some unspeakably sad emotion shines through his eyes. Even if I wanted your help, Wagon, there's nothing you could do. Dread settles in the pit of my stomach at Rod's words. Could I be right? Will Rod actually die if he does not manage to break his curse? Emmeline told me the story of the Little Mermaid. She said that the mermaid dies if the prince marries someone else. Rod, when Viorisa marries Decimond, will you... My voice trails off. Oh, shout at Cat. Hopefully she's got her water by now. My voice trails off when I hear the sound of the door behind us. Ugh! Is it Ophelia or the king? Rod rushes forward and grabs me before I can glance back at the door. Oh, okay. Under the table, bro? Ow. I become aware of a weight holding me down to the floor. The impact of the ground against my head blurs my vision, making it impossible for me to see what is happening at first. Am I underneath the dining table? Very interesting spot to be placed. I struggle and try to sit up, but the weight pushes down on me again, forcing me to be still. Quiet. Rod, why did he push me underneath the table? I am about to ask him aloud when the sound of footsteps silences me. I cannot help but remember what Sir Mithras was saying about rumors. If Rod and I were seen alone together by servants, the rumors will no doubt get worse. But why is Rod doing this? I stay quiet as the people that enter the dining hall begin to speak. How strange for this place to be empty at this time of day. There's a pause, and then another voice speaks up. You better have good... Evil people! Let's go! I'm so excited for this. I'm not gonna distinguish the voices. I know who both of them are, but they're not gonna tell me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it normal. You better have good news for me, Mithros. Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros? Okay, if you're gonna... Are you gonna give it to me? Rod's hands tighten on my shoulders. I just went to get water. Have I missed silly noises? You missed one. I think. As far as I'm aware, it's one. Everything is as you requested, Sir Alcaster. There should be no issues. There better not be. You've disappointed me before, Mithros. I would be careful to not try my patience again. Yes, Sir Alcaster. Sir Mithros sounds oddly subservient, but why? The two of them are both ranked equally, and neither of them should have to answer to anyone other than the king. Unless Sir Alcaster truly is the witch and is forcing Sir Mithros to obey him with a spell. Alcaster is the failed Dilf, right? Yes? He's the shitty evil one. There's two ugly Dilfs. Like, they're okay, they're not even Dilfs, because I don't want to fuck them. Alcaster is the ugly knight guy. He's the father of Fitzgerald. And then Gennaro is the yellow one, who's the father of Wagon. There's two old people. So hopefully you're talking about one of those. Unless Sir Alcaster truly is the witch. And I already read that. Very sorry. Wait a few minutes after I leave. Okay, I think I know who it is. Okay, cool. We should not be seen together. I do not hear Sir Mithras respond, but I can hear Sir Alcaster leaving the room. Sir Mithras sighs out, but is otherwise silent when he leaves the room after a few moments. Okay, Slay. another drink. I exhale fully as the door finally closes behind Sir Mithras. This is bad. Can we get out from under the table? Do we have to talk about this under the table still? I was so engrossed in Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithras' conversation that I only just now realized that Rod is hovering over me. Ugh. Stand back, dude. Rod suddenly pauses as he notices our positions. He stares at me for a few minutes. I went, ugh. Okay, yes. Got it through. Anime boy jump scare. Oh, so weird. Didn't like that shit at all. Okay, anyway, he scrambles out from underneath the dining table. And by the time I do the same, he's standing far away from me. Rock on. Get away from her. Slay. His gaze fixed on the wall. He is bright red. It would be funny if I weren't sure I was the same color. That's the worst sentence I've ever read. 200,000 words? Maybe get rid of like 10. That was awful. Rod clears his throat. It seems that Sir Alcester really is the witch if he has the ability to make Sir Mithras obey him. Lady Parfait should be told immediately. Rod turns on his heel to leave the dining room. Rod, wait. What? This is urgent, princess. I can't just... When Viorisa marries Jessamine, will you die? Rod pauses for a moment. Thank you, I noticed. But I can tell from his pained expression that he will not speak. You're running out of time, Rod. My eyes flit between Sebi and Rod. What does that mean? Nothing. He turns away from me once again and starts walking away. Rod. There must be something in my voice that makes Rod stop, because he turns to look at me. Please stop running away from this. What would knowing the answer achieve, Wagon? The words Rod's are harsh. His tone is soft. There is nothing I could do. Leave it alone, Wagon. It's for the best. I cannot... You're way too beautiful, girl. He's doing the fucking suicidal song. That's what happened to him. Okay, anyway, I cannot help but get mad at Rod's dismissive tone. I move toward him, frowning. How can you say something like that? You're not the only person that will be affected if you keep refusing to do anything about your curse. Can you imagine what your death would do to your sister? To your mother? Every time she says Rod. In this one, you would literally die. Losing you would destroy them. Don't get closer to me. Stop. Ugh. Rod's face is suddenly inches from mine. He places his hands to the wall behind me, caging me in. Oh, stop. His face is flushed with anger, but the look in his eyes is tormented. My family has been dealing with the consequences of my actions for the majority of my life. Don't think that I don't know what effect my curse has on the people closest to me. Besides, I don't want to involve you in this too. Bitch, I feel like I'm already involved, but whatever. His voice is a whisper, like it always is, but I can still hear his words. Rod. Yet another. Rod pushes away from me and stalks off as I stare after him. He says that, but then he still does nothing to try and break his curse. Yeah, because he's suicidal. I do not understand him at all. What is stopping him? Oh, it's nighttime now. Rod is absent from the palace for the rest of the day and returns only once the sun has set to prepare for the ball. I have not been able to talk to him since, but I assume that he has been to the March-in to tell Delora and Parfait about our suspicions of Sir Alcester being a witch. I hope they come up with an effective plan for dealing with him. The palace is not safe so long as he is here. The ball is just about to start that evening, and I have been asked to make sure none of the guests are lost and wandering the hallways. I have been walking around for a while, directing any late guests in the right direction. That should be everyone. But as I turn the corner, I notice two people lingering by a column. Excuse me, the throne room is... I pause when I look more closely at the two men in front of me. I recognize one of them instantly. Dude, you have gotta be shitting me right now. Okay, sorry. What is Sir Alcester doing outside of the throne room? And who is that man he's with? Ah, Wagon. Sir Alcester gestures toward him, and I approach warily. This is Varg. Varg, shut the fuck up. Okay. He is one of the guests for the ball. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, yes. This is the yeah. Varg, yeah. Oh my god. This man can't win. Okay. Varg sweeps aside his cape as he bows, and I curtsy and dip my head to hide my expression. I have not heard of a Varg. I'm just happy they have faces now. I mean, they still have no faces sometimes. Also, hi Naj, hope you're doing good. Oops, fucked it up. Almost hit the load button, which would have been. And why would he be bowing to a mere maid? Also, why is he wearing such an elaborate costume and mask? This is not a masquerade ball. If Varg is an acquaintance of Sir Alcaster, there is no telling what or who he truly is. Varg is one of the suitors for Princess Emmeline. Would you please escort him to the throne room? I will be along shortly. Varg's politeness is even more suspicious. Of course, Sir Alcaster. I meet Varg's gaze briefly, and I cannot help but frown at the way he is smirking at me. This way. Varg and I make our way toward the throne room. I cannot help but feel wary of the fact that he is falling behind me where I cannot see him. If the maids are this lovely, the princess must be truly beautiful. Varg laughs, and I grit my teeth at the sound. What? It was meant as a compliment. There's no need to look at me like that. Varg looks at me curiously. Are maids not allowed to speak in this palace? I have nothing to say. Not the most cheerful person on staff, are you? Thankfully, the doors to the throne room appear as soon as we turn the corner, and I do not have to come up with a response to his words. We are here. I gesture toward the throne room and move to leave, but Varg's voice stops me. You should at the very least escort me inside and introduce me to the princess, don't you think? Whoops. Isn't that what a maid should do? Technically, that is the announcer's job, but Varg came so late he probably already missed the introductions. I wouldn't want to think badly of any of the servants of the palace. Somehow read that right. Barely. I take a deep breath to calm myself down before turning toward the doors. Follow me. Shut up, cat. I can tell the moment I step into the room that the official introductions have already passed. Most of the guests have begun to mingle and scatter across the throne room as the band sets up. No one notices when I walk into the throne room in front of Varg. I do not trust Varg, not if he is associated with Sir Alcaster. Oh my god, stop doing that. I might have time to warn someone about him while he is distracted, but who? Let me check. I'm supposed to warn Emmeline. Okay. Interesting that that's the correct one, but whatever. My attention is quickly drawn to where Emmeline is moving between groups of people, introducing herself and making light conversation. I know this will be frowned upon, but Emmeline's safety must come first. I make my way over to Emmeline and curtsy just off to the side, drawing as little attention to myself as possible. Princess Emmeline, may I have a word? Emmeline is clearly shocked at my intrusion, but she masks it well. Excuse me, it appears my maid has something for me. I draw her closer to the walls where the crowd blocks us from view. I wasn't expecting you to be here, Wagon. Not that I mind, but won't you get into trouble? There's no time for that. I take her hand in mine, and I look at her somberly. You have to watch out for this man in a mask. Sir Alcaster brought him to the ball. Why should I be worried, then? I cannot exactly tell her that I think he's a witch right now. There are too many people looking. Just please be wary of him. I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about from anyone here, Wagon, especially if Sir Alcaster's involved. Please listen to me. Okay, Slay Rod, thank you for being here. God. On the contrary, if Sir Alcaster is involved, I would also recommend staying on your guard, Emmeline. Rod? I turn in shock to see Rod suddenly standing beside me. Rod jumpscare. You should trust... I was very sorry. You should trust Wagon. Excuse me. I'm too lazy. We're too deep to think of any more fucking voices now. I jump back at the sound of Varg's voice, now that he has one. Rod takes a step forward and places his hands on my shoulders to steady me. I don't believe we've been introduced. I hate Varg. Do you? I'll let you think on that. Varg looks at me for a few moments, but I say nothing. He eventually turns to Emmeline, a wolfish smile on his face. My name is Varg, and you must be Princess Emmeline. The tales of your beauty did not do you justice. Emmeline flushes as Varg reaches for her hand. He presses a kiss to the back of it, still grinning. I can feel Rod tense behind me. May I have the first dance? Emmeline bites down on her lower lip as she stares at him. I become acutely aware of just how quiet the throne room has become. She cannot refuse him with so many people watching her. I mean, yes, she can. Fuck you. Also, I wish she had been put in a really pretty outfit for the ball, but instead she's just wearing her normal outfit. Boo. I feel sick, but cannot bring myself to say anything more as Emmeline puts her hand in Varg's. I accept, Lord Varg. Lord Varg. Didn't love it. The moment Emmeline makes her way to the center of the dance floor, a man signals to the band and the musicians to start playing. This feels wrong. I can only nod as I watch Varg pull Emmeline closer. At first, it is just he and Emmeline dancing, but then other couples gradually trickle in to join them. I do not like this at all. Rod and I watch in silence as the first dance continues on. I know for a fact that Rod must see the dreamy smile on Emmeline's face as certainly as I can. That I didn't read that, so hopefully that made sense to you. When the music stops, both of us move as one toward Emmeline. Even though the dance is over and Varg has released her, they still stand close together in the center of the room. The silence is interrupted when the double doors open and Sir Alcester, along with two knights, stalk into the center of the room where Emmeline and Varg stand. Their arrival causes an uneasy stir in the crowds. The king rises from his throne, eyebrows drawn. Alcester, is there some kind of disturbance? Alcester says nothing as the knights stationed around the room approach Emmeline and Varg and stand around them, encircling them. Emmeline's expression shifts from confusion to fear. The crowd becomes even more anxious. Alcester, explain this! Alcester briefly glances at him but says nothing. He turns back to his knights and snaps his fingers. The knights pull out their swords and point them at Emmeline. What the fuck? She's the only good character! Put those away! I reach out and grab Rod's hand before he can make his way towards her. Rod, it is too dangerous. What the fuck? No, let him go. Get in there. I know, but... You... Thoughtless actions have the potential to put Emmeline in even more danger. Rod's only response is to tighten his grip on my hand. Okay, we gotta save Emmeline. Yeah. But we're being really mean about it. I place my other hand over his to reassure him, but slowly but surely his grip begins to loosen. Okay, well, let go, please. Thank you. I turn my gaze back to the king.